What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis here, your coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are here for the Champions of Galar tournament week 8 battle versus Aquarius and her team being the Chicago Strength Sap. Now, this is gonna be an interesting matchup and something that both of us we have looked forward to for quite a while, because we have known each other for like 1.5 years in Draft League community, and this is going to be the first time we are officially playing each other in a Draft League game, and this is gonna be a game that doesn't necessarily really have any stake for my behalf, because in case you saw the end of last week's video, I did show you a screenshot where Aquarius, commissioner of this league, announced in the Discord server that I am the first coach to be clinching into playoffs. So I am already in playoff spot, but for her sake, this is more so do and die game for her. She needs this win pretty badly in order to have a chance to make to the playoffs. If she loses this game, she's still not out of it, but it would be pretty big difference for her to win this game. So I'm expecting her to bring the best team versus me. And funnily enough, just like last week, I'm not bringing my best team because she could be someone that I play in round 1 in playoffs. And I don't really take any pressure going to this game. I just try to have fun, but also try to be fair to the rest of the league and to the coaches that are competing for a playoff spot. And I'm not coming into this game just to throw this win for my opponent, even though she is someone close to us. And I also wanted to mention that Aquarius is also someone that was big influence for me to coming back into Draft League skin, so thank you to her and for her support all this time towards me, and being the big reason why I'm even in Draft League metagame in Wifi scene yet again, and she invited me to be part of this. But now we just jump into the team builder part, where I'm gonna be going through my team that I'm bringing for this battle, that I do think is good enough to win, but obviously, like I said, it's not the best one that I could bring versus her, just in case we play in playoffs. But we are gonna be going through that right about now, so if you wanna skip this part of the video and just jump straight into the action, you can skip this part of the video. We are gonna be starting this one with the Serra Aura that took a little break from last week. As you noticed, I didn't bring it for last battle, but now we are bringing it with a check pack, which is funnily enough the item that last time I ran it, Aquarius was the one convincing me to run it versus Dr. Slacking in week 2, but now we are using it yet again, because this is a pretty cool way for me to gain initiative when she has a Landorus, which is very obvious check to a Serra Aura. Like, Serra Aura cannot beat Landorus 1v1, no matter what kind of set I try to make out of it. So because of that, I wanted to have the option to pivot into my next member of my team, being the Kurem, and try to capitalize on the Landorus as often as I possibly can. Obviously, this will be one attempt that I can do with this Aura, but hopefully some out of my members of my team can also kinda enable to get my Kurem in for free, because that will be my main offensive threat versus her. And the next member of our team will be that Kurem, which is gonna be modest choice specs this week. Also, I should go through the Aura's set in itself. It's Plasma Fist, Close Combat, Knockoff, and Taunt. This team I made on Monday, and today is Thursday, so it should be actually pretty good for me to kind of go over the moveset for my own sake as well, so I kind of remember what I'm rocking with here. But going back to the Kurem itself, which was modest choice specs, we are running Freeze Strike, Dragon Pulse, Ice Beam, and Flash Cannon. This pretty much hits super effectively or very hard with the Ice Stab in general throughout his entire team. The only things that can wall this thing would be special defensive Miltank or Glaceon, and both of them will be two-shotted by Dragon Pulse. The other options that she could try to pivot with would be something like a Diancie, but that doesn't want to take Ice Beams too well, and I have the Flash Cannon just in case. And other than that, it's just there to nuke and be the main offensive component of my team, and try to get it in as often as possible. But I do expect her to bring a offensive team, so we'll see how this gonna play out. This is a good learning lesson for me to try to see that how this kind of Kurem can function versus her team, considering that I think he's gonna be being offensive team of her own versus me. But now we jump into the third member of our team, which is going to be physical defensive, likely holding supersized Gorgas. Like, I should always mention the size in itself. Yeah, McDonald's, because you cannot tell it otherwise unless I say it. But we are the supersized, so the bulkiest one possible to deal with the Landorus. But with the light clay, it's actually pretty cool for me to enable to get some light screens going on that can be pretty pivotal, because some of her special offense are actually quite threatening to me. Like Keldeo, for example, I've been joking throughout the season, like once we play each other, I know Keldeo is coming and I have nothing for Specs Keldeo. And this thing doesn't want to take it on either, even though I resist this dual stab because it learns air slash, so it's still rough in that sense. But hopefully the light screen can support my rest of the team to kind of deal with that. Potential special Necrozma, Dragalzi, Diancie, whatever is gonna be special attacker versus me, it would be nice to have the light screen. Because I feel like I can take the physical threats well enough with the team that I have. But we have to wait and see how that's gonna be paying out. But either way, that's the set. I don't run a Poltergeist on this because I have knockoff on my Zeraora. And you're gonna notice I bring Scrafty that also is packing knockoff. So I'd rather to have my Crash Tap. It also hits the Keldeo super effectively if I had the chance to get hit on it in itself. And will always be just there to burn a physical Necrozma, the Landorus, burn a Skarmory, sure, why not? Just be able to burn some shit and kinda nullify their physical attack that way would be nice to have. And then we are running a very predictable Scrafty that I'm sure she will expect me to bring, which is a physically defensive Intimidate variant, but I don't have fighting coverage on it because I don't expect the Weavile to stay in versus me, and I will have two things that can outpace the Weavile Revenge Kit, barring it being Choice Scar, which I don't think it would be her bring. And then we are running Knockoff and Track and Tail. Track and Tail is just there to phase out the Necrozma, and just in case I need to worry about a weakness policy, so I don't go for Knockoff ideally versus it until I know it's set, and then I can just phase it out and take care of it that way, or anything that is in front of me that tries to set up, barring a Diancie. This thing doesn't touch Diancie, but I'll just try to work around it other ways. Thankfully I have light screen on the Gorecast, which helps my other members to deal with that thing if it comes down to it. Then the next member of our team is going to be like specially defensive Togekiss. This is kind of like the quote-unquote water resist for Keldeo, which probably can still 2-hit KO me unless I have a light screen up and if she's clicking Hydro Pump. But I'm trying to make my best out of this. We are not bringing Seismitoad for this matchup, at least for this time around. Maybe I have to bring it in the potential playoff game, but this is my answer to the Keldeo. Otherwise it's there to pivot and learn things like Rotom Fan, which could come. Knowing her, she really loves Rotom Fan, so if the chance it does come, it would be nice to lure it in and click Button Pass as it comes in, and I get my Kyurem in for free, and then I just click one of my stab moves, or whatever I choose to click with Kyurem, and ideally just get a kill with it at that point. So that's kind of the idea, to have some initiative on this team, barring the eject button. And then my final member of the team is going to be the first time that I'm running the Shenanigans Jirachi, as we know about being the Choice Scarf variant. And I thought that, you know what, off the chance this Skarmory doesn't show up, this thing actually has a decent matchup versus her, and it's a nice way for me to revenge kill like a Landorus with a Ice Punch, barring it being Yachi Berry or very bulky variant. I can kill the Keldeo in a good once I get some prior chip to it with Zen Headbutt, or I flinch it while at it. And obviously Iron Head and U-turn will do good damage to the Weavile in itself. Now, Necrozma can outpace me if it's a Autotomize set, but ideally if it's Autotomize I have my light screen support, or my Scrafty is healthy enough to face it off. If it's a Dragon Dance set, I outpace it still while it's been +1. So that's kind of the plus of it, and that's basically the team. Very straightforward, but it's kind of in a purposely very one-dimensional team in the sense that I don't want to reveal anything to Aquarius if we happen to play in playoffs. But I expect it to be hopefully a fun close battle, and for her sake, part of me is cheering for her to win this, but part of me obviously being competitive and knowing this is our first game, part of me also kind of wants to win this. But I'm kind of limiting myself here. I expect her to bring her best team, her best effort. She's gonna have enough marks for her need to be fully committed to this, and I'm kind of being lax about this matchup. So we'll see, maybe she can overcome this, but I'm gonna try my best what I'm working with today to combat her on this battle. But let's go and see how this is turning out. Alright, here we are with the battle with Aquarius. Let's see how this is gonna be going. I wasn't too pressured or nervous, but you know me. If you know me, you know that I get pretty nervous about any Draft League game. So the nerves are kicking in a little bit, but I'm not too concerned about the outcome regardless if we win or not. Because like I said, I'm already in playoffs. This is a big deal for her if she can win or not, for her own sake of making it. But let's go see what she's gonna be bringing. I expect an offensive team. from her side, and we'll see how we can handle that. She brought Skarmory and Turtonator besides her top 4, okay. So we see Landorus, Necrozma, Weavile, Keldeo, Skarmory, and Turtonator. I'm gonna be honest, did not prepare for Turtonator too much the first time around, which I'm sure she wasn't expecting me to. So if I'm looking at anything I could lose to, it's definitely that thing on Necrozma, per usual. But I think I lead with my Kyurem, because I can nuke anything turn 1 very hard, including the Turtonator if that's the lead. Skarmory, I'd rather just get a huge damage off on it. Landorus and Necrozma, I'm fine with. The Weavile and Keldeo, the scary leads, but I think I can combat those, so we'll stick with that. The Turtonator, if it sells mass, I have to worry about it a little bit. And I have to actually check how fast it's gonna be. If it's at +2, it's gonna be at 192. My Jirachi can still outpace it, but it won't be doing too much back on it. So whatever it tries to set up on, I need to get a good damage off on it. But good luck and have fun to Aquarius. Let's see what she's gonna be leading off with. We are leading off with the Kyurem. Ideally just get a good offensive pressure on her turn 1. She leads with the marks, which I don't recognize, but it's the Skarmory. This could be hazard stacking lead. That definitely could be the case. I think I'm best off just clicking Ice Beam, because that hits the hardest on anything on her team. So I will click just Ice Beam, turn 1. I do have defog on my Togekiss, so I will have hopefully opportunity to get rid of those. Whatever she's hazard stacking on me. She is very fast on it, okay. So she will get like 2 laser spikes. Because I'm bulky, modest Kyurem. And we did a crap load to her. Now, did Skarmory learn like... I don't think it learns Endeavor or anything, so I'm fine just staying in and go for another one. She will go for the another layer, that's a Gustave Berry. Yeah, Stealth Rocks. Kinda expected. I should be able to defog these away later with Togekiss. If the Turtonator comes in on me, I will always just immediately defog. Depending on, of course, what is in front of me. If it's the Turtonator, I think that's the thing that I have to immediately react on. But we got rid of the Skarmory. There could be also a scenario that I might stay in most cases. But we did good damage on her. I wonder, based on her spread, that can she tell that if I'm Specs or not? Okay, she does go into the Weavile. If she swaps into something like Turtonator, I'm okay with, because I have the Track and Tell on it. Weavile is mainly dealt with by my Scrafty. She will go for the low kick, but I just need the Intimidate off and the Rocky Helmet damage. Like, I could have tried to pivot into something else, cause the low kick is obvious. Okay, she goes for the Brick Break instead. And that will be fine by me. I could go for the rest first, but the issue is that if she tries to set up on something, like the Turtonator, I could lose here and there. I may want to pivot on this, but I'm not sure who to pivot into. I might go for the knockoff here first. I think I'll go for the knockoff. I don't expect her to stay in. If I can knock off like Keldeo's boosting item, that would be lovely. Versus this Weavile, I guess the worst case scenario, if she brought Scar with this, that would be the worst case scenario for me, but... yeah, she will withdraw. Zeppelin, which I think is the Landorus. I'm fine getting rid of this thing's leftovers or whatever it's holding. Power up. Okay, he's power up fly then. But that's a big deal that I got rid of that, because then she is the Sword Dance fly set. Yeah, she is the Sword Dance fly set. Do I want to go into my Pumpkin immediately? I could also go into my Togekis. I could try to rest up on this first. No, I think I'll go to the Gorgas regardless. She will have to use 2 turns with the fly, so I guess that's the beneficial for me. I could also get my light screen up and kind of let Gorgeist handle that way. Or utilize it that way. She will go for the Earthquake straight out. I think here I want to go for the light screen just to make sure if the Turtonator comes in, I immediately have a way to take hits better from it. Because I do think that will be the thing that comes in. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's the Turtonator. So I will be able to get up my light screen. This is probably where I have to use my Togekis as a pivot for this, which is not ideal, but thankfully I have these light screens to help me out. And I have to get some air slashes on this. But we saw the Blanders' Earthquake. He's definitely gonna have fly on it. We saw Viva with Break Break. I don't think she has a obvious prediction here to know that what I swap into. Okay, she does withdraw. What did he go in? What did she go into? Landers. I think I'll be okay by this, because I can defog now. I can defog with my Togekis now, and these hazards are a little bit annoying for me. So I defog to get rid of these. If she goes for hard Stone-Edge, that would be a little annoying, but I'd rather just get rid of these. Okay, she does go for the Stone-Edge, lands it, which will do quite a bit. But I want to get rid of these hazards. Okay. And now that we got rid of those, I think what I have to do is that I go into my Gorgeist here. And probably if she stays in, I have to hard withdraw. To go into something like a Turtonator on that turn. I don't think she will stay in. But I have to be wary of like that I position myself right versus the Turtonator. In order this to work out. She did stay in. I have to be wary of the Necrozma as well right now. She does go for the Stone-Edge, which didn't do all too much to me. I don't think she stays in. If she stays in, well, good for her. But I'm gonna hard go into Kyurem to get a huge nuke on something. I don't think you stay in. You expect me to Synthesis this turn. Which in some cases would be maybe a better play, but I want to make sure I have offensive pressure versus the Turtonator. And I could fetch a kill here, if I get this right. I don't want to be too much in a passive position, because clearly she has a clear goal with her offense, and this could be going... okay, she stayed in. Was she just okay by... I'm confused. Sword Dance. I am very surprised by that play. Yeah, I'm very surprised by that. I guess I go into this Crafty. I know that's my B-Wall check, but I have to... I need to see from her side what... Because I could have Will-O-Wisp her that turn. I could have easily Will-O-Wisp that turn. Okay, I do dodge that, thankfully. She should go for the fly, I think. But she could also Dragon Dance again. I think I wanna Dragon Tail this turn off the chance. Because like she's been really... Okay, she does go for the Earthquake. Yeah, okay. So the Weavile will be a problem with its choice card, but I have to just kinda expect that there will be situations that I cannot kill everything like I would like to. I could go into my Chiratsi to Ice Punch, but I think I have to go into my... Do I wanna go into my Kyurem? I could also go into you. I think I have to go into the Gourgeist here. I'm very surprised by her play. I guess I'll just Will-O-Wisp if she tries to set up again. I'm quite surprised by her play before. Yeah, I was very surprised. Now, if she swaps into the Terminator, it would be quite annoying, but I think I have enough light screens to still combat it. But she may just stay in here. She does go for the fly. Okay. The light screen did wear off, so I would have to pivot on this. And I have to go into Chiratsi to Ice Punch, but that learns in the... Okay, I think there's a scenario that I don't think I can always combat this outcome. Do I preserve this? This would be good to keep for Keldeo just in case. I think I have to sack the Togekiss. I'll sack the Togekiss. Then I have to see from this Landorus that she does go for the fly. Okay. I'm very surprised by the play earlier, because I could have Will-O-Wisp this Landorus at that point and it would have been a completely different game. I think I'm just going to Chiratsi and I have to Ice Punch, but I think I might lose to the Terminator because I don't have the light screen up. Unless of course I happen to freeze it if I choose to stay in. I think what would have to happen versus the Terminator, once it sets up, I have to first time have to Ice Punch it potentially. Or I have to swap hard into Kyurem or something to combat it. We'll see. I'm not feeling too strong about my chances to win this game, if I'm being completely honest. I think just around the Landorus, I need to see her side, her thought progress. Okay, now you withdraw. How much do I do to you? Are you defensive or are you offensive? I did not do quite enough. So this is where it gets a little tough how I handle with this. I may have to go for this again. I'll go for it again because I think this is a setup and I have to get some damage and then I hope that she doesn't Shell Smash twice to outpace my Chiratsi. I'll go for the Ice Punch again. Yeah, she does Shell Smash. Now the Chiratsi can outpace it unless it's gonna be at +4. Now granted, she could go for it right now, but I have to kinda hope she doesn't. So I'll just swap into my Gourgeist. It's funny because we talked about this before the game, like she was confident, yeah, I won't lose too much by differential wise, but I'm pretty sure I will. Okay, she does go for the flamethrower. And I think my only hope is that Jirachi pulled this one off for me. But I think she will win this game, no matter what. Because like, if she hard swaps into something like a Viva, for example, or... Yeah, because I lose a Mon to a Viva on a switching. Well, I guess I technically wouldn't. We do go for the Zen Headbutt, maybe with a 40% chance. Oh, never mind, we do kill it. I forget the fact, okay, never mind. But now the Viva comes in and gets to just kill me, because she knows that I'm Scarf. But I will preserve this. I will preserve this. Because I think Jirachi is my only win con right now. Yeah, there comes the Viva. Now, if Viva goes for a knockoff versus my Serra Aura, do I die to a knockoff into Ice Shot? I wouldn't. Kyurem, on the other hand, knowing that she is Brick Break over Low Kick, can take 2 hits. I think my best bet is that she is not boosting item and going to my Kyurem because it can take 2 hits. Like, I could have gone also into Serra Aura, but I'm little... I guess I'm preserving Serra Aura's health just in case if it says Scarf Keldeo. She does go for the knockoff. That did a shitload. That is banded. That is a banded Vival. Okay. My best bet here is to click Dragon Pulse if she doesn't think this kills me. But she does go for it. This is a scenario that I kinda have to go into my Serra Aura and get my eject path and go back into Jirachi, I think. I guess I could also go into this and U-turn. Let me think about this. If I U-turn as she preserves that, goes into Landorus or something, I go into Serra Aura. I can taunt in Necrozma. If Landorus comes in, I can immediately swapping myself. I think I go into Jirachi to U-turn. I think that's how I get most out of this. I could just lock myself into Iron Head at this point. Most of the things that she has left doesn't enjoy those. But I kinda think like this thing I need to... Off the chance she uses the Landorus to get an Intimidate off, she could try to sack it here. I'm going to Keldeo also to claim a kill. If she stays in, I just sack the Serra Aura. Well, it might not actually not die to the knockoff. Let me see. Yeah, she does withdraw. Crystal, this is the Keldeo. So I get a little bit of chip on this, which is definitely necessary. We go into Serra Aura, and I think I'll just click Plasma Fist cause the eject pad enables me to swap out versus a Landorus coming in. So I'll just Plasma Fist. But this is a definitely battle that I knew she would come in and be very strong with her build and offensive. But this is a very good learning experience for me coming into a playoff. So I might seem down now, because I know the outcome is unlikely for me to win. But I'm not too concerned about once this battle is finished, because I'm learning a lot from the matchup that how she feels like she can win this. She does go into the Landorus, you're gonna see my check pact, which gives me initiative to go back into the Jirachi, and I think at that point I have to lock myself into Iron Head and hope for those to happen. It's not a great position when you have to hope for this, and throughout this season I haven't had to rely on Serene Grace just yet. But Shiratsu is definitely my win comp, but I would have to get these flinches off. She will withdraw. Goes into the Keldeo. So I will go for the Iron Head. It doesn't do a whole lot. Now if you Scarf yourself, that's probably what I would lose to. I think my only chance here is try to flinch you down. To be honest, I don't think I can really swap anymore. Okay, you're not Scarf at least. Okay. We are going for that again. This is kinda what I have to do. I just have to clip Iron Head and maybe we do get bailed out here. That's probably Salakberry. Yeah. But I did still manage to flinch you. Okay. You go for the Aura Sphere. Depending on the roll, that's not a 2-hit KO. But then I lose to Ice Shot from Weevil, or do I? How much Zero Aura takes from these Aura Spheres? Keldeo. I think my only chance is that my Zero Aura happens to live 2. And keep myself outside of range of Ice Shot. I think that's my only chance. I cannot let this thing... Yeah, Aura Sphere. I hope Zero Aura can take this. It doesn't take well enough. But I think that was my only shot of doing this. Because the Zero Aura doesn't matter if it goes down. It cannot beat the lander. So now I just have to go back into my Jirachi and try it again. But I think this comes down to that she wins this 3-0. Unless she gets this roll. We click Iron Head again. She goes for the Aura Sphere again. We do live it. The other opportunity is that if she doesn't have Ice Shot, then I'm still in this spot. I would assume Weevil has Ice Shot and that will be a good game to Aquarius. If not, there's still a chance, but the way she's going into it, this means that we're gonna be losing this 3-0. I'm happy for her, honestly. She has had a... I'm gonna take this time as I click this. She has... What I have known from her, this is something that she will either address in her video or not. It's not my place to talk about it, but she has had a rough patch in her real life recently to deal with some stuff. And seeing her kind of having this collapse in mid-season and losing her faith to make to the playoffs. While I've been saying to her that she definitely still has a shot and she may be overreacting to the calls. I'm happy for her that she's winning this game. And for me, I have one more week to go when I go up against Sally Mambo. And I'm gonna try to win that game because that could mean that I get one of the top 2 seeds, which could be beneficial for me going to playoffs. But great game to Aquarius. I knew going into this that she'll have the advantage over me. Knowing that she definitely has prepared more for this. She is like... She needed this win more than I do. And I think in this scenario it showed. But I'm excited for a potential playoff matchup if we do end up facing round 1. I think I definitely have more to give and show. And I might be down today because I didn't show it. Because I would have loved to win today. But... I'm sure I won't regret it once we play into playoffs, because I learned a lot from this game and how I should be approaching this myself. But make sure to check out Aquarius. She is the commissioner of the league, great person, great coach, and a good friend of ours, and I'm happy for her, honestly. I may seem down, but I'm honestly happy that she won, and I was kind of expecting it coming into today deep down. I knew I had a chance to win, but the way she was able to play her game plan that she brought, it kind of looks strong for her to win this game right from the get-go. So make sure to check her out. She will have something still to fight for in week 9. I think she's not out of it, but this helps her quite a bit to be able to win this game. So go make sure to check her out, congratulate her and cheer her on week 9. And obviously stay tuned for our week 9 battle when we go up against Salimambo, someone that I haven't got the chance to play before, who may or may not still be in a playoff race. He has a difficult game himself to do in this week 8 to keep himself into contention, but we'll see how that's gonna be the case for both of us in last week. Thank you for watching it again. I'm gonna be see you guys later.